At 43, Roberto was in his boss's office asking for a raise for the 10th time. He'd been with the same company for 17 years, had seen 5 different managers come and go, and his salary barely covered his end-of-the-month bills. His boss, a 30-year-old guy who earned triple what he did, told him, "Roberto, you're very valuable to us, but there's no budget for raises this year." Roberto walked out of that office and stood in the hallway for 5 minutes. Not out of anger, not out of sadness. He stood there because, for the first time in his life, he asked himself a question that changed everything. What's the difference between that 30-year-old guy and me? The answer split him in two. He made leaders' decisions, I made followers' decisions. Do you know the most brutal difference between a leader and a follower? It's not the money in their bank account. It's not the education they received. It's not even the talent they possess. The difference lies in one single thing. Leaders make decisions based on possibilities. Followers make decisions based on fears. When Roberto left that company 3 months later to start his own consulting business, his family told him he was crazy. His friends told him it was too risky. His ex-boss offered him a 5% raise to stay. Roberto had spent his entire life listening to those voices. But that afternoon in the hallway, he had discovered something. Those voices weren't reality. They were fear disguised as advice. Today, 4 years later, Roberto not only earns 8 times more than he did as an employee. Something more important, he wakes up every morning knowing that his day is his own. His decisions are his own. His future is his own. What happened? Did Roberto discover a magic formula? Did he get smarter overnight? No. Roberto simply changed one question. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" he started asking, "What if it works?" Instead of asking, "What will people think?" he started asking, "What will I think of myself if I don't try?" Instead of asking, "How will I pay the bills?" he started asking, "How will I create more income?" And here's what no one tells you about leadership. It's not about leading others. It's about leading your own life. It's about stopping being a spectator of your destiny and becoming the director of your own movie. But let me be brutally honest with you. Most people live as followers of their own mediocrity. They wake up every morning, go to the same unfulfilling job, complain about the same problems they don't solve, and go to sleep thinking tomorrow will be different without changing a single thing. Why? Because being a follower is more comfortable. Being a follower means if something goes wrong, you can blame the boss, the government, the economy, bad luck. Being a follower means you don't have to make tough decisions. Being a follower means you can live on autopilot. Being a leader, on the other hand, means total responsibility. It means if something goes wrong, it's your fault. It means if something goes right, it's your credit. It means there's no one to blame and no one to depend on but yourself. And there's the problem. Most people prefer the comfort of complaining over the discomfort of responsibility. But you, the one who's here, the one who made it this far into the video, something tells me you're different. Something tells me you're tired of being a follower in your own life. So let me ask you, when was the last time you made a decision that scared you but excited you at the same time? When was the last time you bet on yourself without any guarantees? When was the last time you said no to something certain to say yes to something possible? If you're struggling to answer, don't worry. Most of us have lived in follower mode for so long that we've forgotten what it feels like to make a leader's decision. John Maxwell says something that changed my perspective. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. But before you can show the way to anyone else, you have to show it to yourself. CTA. If you want more content like this to help you transform your mindset and your financial reality, like this video and subscribe. Do you know the first leader's decision you can make today? Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to have more money, more time, more knowledge, more experience. Leaders don't wait for perfect conditions, they create favorable ones. Roberto didn't wait to have $1 million savings account to quit. He didn't wait to have all his clients lined up. He didn't wait for his family's support. He made the decision with what he had, not with what he lacked. And here's the hardest truth of all. As long as you keep waiting, you'll keep being a follower. As long as you keep looking for excuses, you'll keep finding them. As long as you think your life will change without you changing, you will stay exactly where you are. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't luck, it isn't money, it isn't connections. The difference is in the type of decisions you make every single day. Followers make decisions to avoid pain. Leaders make decisions to create the future. Followers ask, what if it doesn't work? Leaders ask, what do I need to make it work? Followers look for someone to blame. Leaders look for solutions. Followers wait for opportunities. Leaders create opportunities. But here's the most important part. You weren't born a follower, you became a follower. And if you became a follower, you can become a leader. Robin Sharma says, change is hard at first, messy in the middle and gorgeous at the end. We all want the gorgeous part at the end, but very few are willing to go through the hard part at the beginning. Do you know the saddest thing I've seen in my years of personal development work? People with million-dollar dreams and penny ante actions. People who want a leader's results but make a follower's decisions. They want financial freedom but aren't willing to invest in their financial education. They want the successful business but aren't willing to fail in their first attempts. They want respect but aren't willing to respect themselves enough to bet on their own dreams. And in the end, they go to the grave with their music still inside them. They go to the grave asking, what if? But you don't have to be part of that statistic. You can be one of those who decided their life was too valuable to be lived on autopilot. The question isn't whether you have what it takes to be a leader. The question is if you are willing to develop what it takes to be a leader. Because leading your life doesn't require a college degree. It doesn't require $1 million in the bank. It doesn't require influential contacts. Leading your life requires one thing: the decision that from this day forward, you are responsible for your destiny. And let me tell you something maybe no one has ever told you. You already have everything you need to start. You have a brain that can learn. You have hands that can work. You have a voice that can communicate. You have the ability to make different decisions than the ones you've made so far. The only difference between Roberto at 43 asking for a raise and Roberto today running his own company wasn't that he got something he didn't have. It was that he used something he always had, his power to decide. Every morning, you have two choices. You can wake up as a follower of your routine, or you can wake up as the leader of your life. You can ask, what's going to happen to me today? Or you can ask, what am I going to make happen today? The difference between those two questions is the difference between living and existing. It's the difference between creating your story and having others write it for you. So let me ask you one last time, leader or follower? Because this decision, literally, changes your destiny. And the time to make it isn't tomorrow, it isn't next week, it isn't when you have it all figured out. The time to make it is now. Your life is waiting for you to stop being a spectator and become the protagonist. So, what's it going to be?